Here with Charlie, EG's manager, after their amazing win yesterday. Were you worried at all?
Not really.
You weren't. You weren't worried at all. Not even when they were down 0-2 or 0-1. Yeah, 0-1.
I was a little anxious. Okay, a little anxious, but not super worried. I've been with these guys long enough to where I trust them and to know what to do to still be able to play their best. When I came in after the first game, they were talking about what they needed to do, things that they could improve on, problems during the game, and it was constructive. So I'm not really ever too worried about how they're gonna do.
It seems like Sumail has his best games immediately after losing and doing poorly.
Yeah.
Is that because he gets pissed?
Yeah. He definitely has that streak in him where if he feels like he does poorly the first game, he'll try extra hard the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it has to do with how young he is, that sometimes you need a fire under your ass to really get going.
And we saw a hero that hasn't been picked pretty much at all in the group stages, Windrunner, and he seemed to do quite well on it.
Yeah.
What do you think his strengths are in terms of how is he doing this? Like he's playing the best.
He's a playmaker. He's aggressive. He likes to go for kills. He likes to do things, and he constantly looks for that. It's a little different from the mentality of some of the other players on the team, but that's good because you need that balance and you need different play styles to help shore up other weaknesses for other players on other teams.
Did you ever imagine he'd be this good when you guys brought him in?
Yep.
You knew exactly this was going to happen. He's going to wreck the best mids from China. No problem. Okay. That confident, huh, in your scouting? Who's the scouting guy? Who's the best scouting guy?
Sahil, actually.
Universe? Okay.
A little known fact is that he actually in his own subtle way put together a lot of the pieces on this team.
Mm-hmm.
After Dignitas, he came over after the first or one of the previous failed iterations of EG with the one with Joe and Fogged and MSS. After that, I think he had talked to Artur a lot. I think he had played with Zai before as well, and Peter. Him and Fogged also were the two people that recommended me to come onto the management side. Sahil was also the person that had played the most with Sumail, so in his own subtle way, he put a lot of these pieces together.
It's all due to Universe then. We can credit him for everything.
Sure.
It's like the Bill Belichick, drafting the right players. So who's he gonna get for? You guys have like sub slots, right?
Yeah, that's.
Is he gonna pick up some?
I honestly, I think we all feel a little weird about that because.
Because I'm available, if you guys need a sub that's not going to play, I'd be happy to travel and reap all the benefits, but have none of the issues.
None of the pressure.
Yeah, I won't campaign for playing time. I won't, be a bother. I'll come along.
I mean, you'll definitely be a bother.
Oh, come on, it'll be entertaining. They'll like it. All your players like me.
You'll definitely be a bother.
But what's the deal with that? Are you guys going to get good,
I don't know.
high-skilled NA players, or are you going to just...
I mean, maybe we'll see. It's a really weird thing because we still don't have too much information on subs yet, and at the same time, it's I don't know if this is the right way to do subs, if you can do subs at all, because Dota is each role is so specified. If somebody subs out or whatever, there's no guarantee that sub is going to be the right fit. And at the same time, my job is to make sure that we never actually need subs. So I'm going to have somebody on the roster that I'm actively trying to not give playtime to, or let's say this sub stays with the team, watches their scrims or does whatever, and then they're going to learn a lot. And then they might want to go off and form a new team, form their own thing, try it for themselves.
Yeah.
And then that just creates competition for the team, and it sort of, in some ways, leaks how we talk, how we compete,
how you play, like the drafts, all that stuff.
Right.
Okay.
So it's
that makes sense.
There's a lot of things about having a sub this way that's a little counterproductive. Let's say the organization or a team contracts the sub and actually pays them to stay on the roster and not leave. Then, in some sense, you're paying a player again to not play.
Yeah, exactly.
So how much value do you get out of that?
With the majors coming up, your team is one of the most stable roster-wise throughout the year. I think EG doesn't have many substitutions ever since like 2 years ago almost. In terms of like switching, when you guys get a player, you kind of keep them for a long time. Do you foresee any kind of shuffle issues with this team at all, given how far they've gone?
Who knows? I
gotta ask. I know you're gonna be like, who knows?
I mean, there's always a possibility for every team. Like,
I mean, newbies switched even though they won TI.
Right. You don't know what's gonna happen with Fear's arm. You don't know what's gonna happen with other circumstances in these players' lives. I mean, right now it looks really good.
How's his arm now? It's fine.
He can still play, obviously. He's playing now. But he still can't play as much as, say, a kid with a fresh arm like Sumail. So it's manageable, but it's annoying.
Okay. You're kind of like a surrogate dad for all these guys now?
Oh, God, I hate when people call me that.
It's true, though. It's true. I mean, I know why you don't like getting called dad because it kind of dumbs down what you're doing. However,
sort of, but it's like it also makes me feel really old. That's the real reason.
Dude, I'm older than you, so don't worry about it. Okay. But you do have to kind of set an example for them sometimes. Like you're like the old guy they see all the time.
Jesus.
And so do you see yourself?
The old guy that they see all the time.
Yeah, but do you see yourself as a manager like in the next year, 2 years, that kind of thing, or are you getting kind of tired of it?
I don't know yet. Ask me after the tournament.
Okay.
I really don't know yet.
Does it get annoying or?
Obviously it does, but like there's also nothing like seeing your team win. There's nothing like feeling that and being a part of that. But I don't know. To be honest, I haven't like throughout this entire process, throughout these last 2 years, I haven't really like I feel like if I let myself relax a little, or if I let too much in, and all that fatigue or whatever is going to come crashing down on me, and so I haven't let myself feel too much. Like I don't know how better to say it. It sounds so dumb. It sounds like that's why I'm hesitating to say it. It sounds so dumb. I haven't let myself feel that much. But like
you just keep going.
Yeah, I just keep going.
Because it's like event to event to event to event.
I can't think about it. I feel like
if it's like you're like running a marathon, and if you like stop, you're worried that you won't start again, right?
Yeah. I feel like if I think about it again, it's just gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I understand.
I mean, like that's one of the difficult things about a management position. Oftentimes, if you do a really good job at managing, they kind of want to promote you and do all this other stuff, but. Can they really find someone that's as good as you? And it's a very dynamic position. You got to learn how to deal with all these like crises and stuff like that. Sure. But at the same time, you also need someone that is willing to do a lot of, bitch work essentially. So it's pretty. I mean, I do not envy you, Charlie. Yet, I do envy you because you're managing this team that's amazing. Sure. So would you feel very differently if EG wasn't so successful? If it was just like having to deal with these like emo players that are losing all the time, or
would I feel differently
in terms of like how you treat management? Is it like keeping you going well?
Nope.
So it's just completely the same.
I saw my role and everything the same when I had a less successful team with Dignitas.
Do you talk at all with them about strategy?
Very rarely. For the most part, I let them do whatever. I feel like if there's something glaring that I want to say or whatever, I'll ask it in the form of a question. I'm like, do you think we should have done this, or what do you think about this? I'm never going to say, I think you should do this, because...
Yeah, they're the experts, right?
Yeah,
so.
Right. The only thing that, in terms of gameplay or whatever I'll contribute to is... how they communicate with each other, how they deal with losses, tilting, or whatever. That's usually...
Do you have to moderate a little bit sometimes?
Sometimes.
Not a lot, though.
Not a lot. They in the past a lot more, but they've become like much more mature players, especially Sumail. In the beginning, I worked with him a fair amount on like not tilting, how you communicate with your teammates, how you be a teammate, really. But he's matured a lot. I think a lot of people can see it in his play. He's not as YOLO. He's not as like silent when he wants to do things.
So in that same vein, why do you think you guys are why do you think you guys match up so well against Chinese teams in this tournament? Because I feel like it seems like you guys are better against them than
Western teams.
Yeah, like Secret or like Complexity. Like I think like that series, even though
I think without giving too much away, I think the Chinese teams play in a way that's very easy for us to understand. They do a specific set of things that it's easy to see.
They're predictable.
We can see a pattern, yeah.
Okay.
Whereas some of the Western teams, you don't always see that so much, especially with like CIS teams. Who knows?
Okay.
And then I guess Secret's an exception because we play them so much. We play each other so much. It's they know us and we know them.
Mm-hmm. So that begs the question: do you want to see Secret make it to the final? Let's say if you guys make it to the final.
Okay. So I guess there are two parts to this.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, I think if we won this tournament without playing Secret and without beating them, it wouldn't feel as satisfying as if we did. On the other hand, they are a strong team. Naturally,
and they're better against you guys. It seems.
Right. And naturally, you want the best path to the championship.
Easiest path.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's twofold. I'm conflicted about it. At the same time, we're not scared. We have to beat every team to win this anyways. So.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any last words? Anything you want to say? Give me a call out after.
Oh God, I hate when you do this.
Yeah. Well, you have to do it.
As far as last words, it's really I met a lot of really great people coming out here. I think the best part about these events, other than the winning, the competition, but for me, my favorite part is really just meeting everybody. It's like a reunion. You see so many people that you haven't seen the entire year, so many people that you've really gotten to know and care about, and so that's always really special.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to all the fans that really came out. None of this really means as much if you don't have someone to share it with.
Yeah.
None of the wins, none of this is really anything without people that care about it. As far as call-outs go, God. I mean, I don't want to do the easy thing and call out Gerg or something.
Or Conrad.
I don't really have any call-outs.
Okay.
Fine. I mean, I already did this, but call out to our tour and his stupid yellow shorts. Like he spent like a stupid amount of money on it's like Drake or Kanye, some stupid rappers like
$200 shorts, yeah.
Apparel, or it's not even the
Kanye
shorts.
Kanye sold $120
t-shirts.
White
yeah,
t-shirt,
just white t-shirts. No, he bought like these
bicycle
stupid yellow shorts and like this hoodie thing. He looks like a dumb banana. Yeah.
He could have spent that money better.
Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of money that he doesn't know what to do with. He's just like, I don't know. Okay. He runs around the hotel going wah wah at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. They're still alive though, so maybe he'll call you out when
maybe
they get to the final if they win.
Maybe.
All right. Well, thanks.
Your shorts are stupid, Artur. Should not wear those shorts.
Got it.
Not in public, not in private either.
A real call out. Thank you for that. Okay. Thanks, and good luck.
Thanks.